All right, so another topic that's very similar to midpoint is fractional distance. So we just talked about going to the midpoint, which is the middle of the line. But what if we don't want to go exactly to the middle? What if we only want to go part of the way or a fraction of the way? Then we would be doing fractional distance. So that type of question would, instead of saying, oh, find the midpoint, it's going to say find the coordinate 1/4 of the way from point A to point B. So the steps are pretty much still the same. We're going to figure out what point we're starting at. Now the starting point this time is way more important because like when you're going to the middle, it doesn't matter which point you start counting at. But if we're not going exactly to the middle, then the starting point is more important. So we're going to star that point so we don't forget. Now how do I know? Well, I got to read the question. And the question says find the coordinate 1/4 of the way from point A. This tells me that that is where I'm supposed to start counting at. So then I'm going to star point A on my picture. Okay? So then step 2, figure out the length of the segment, aka count from A to B. So this is the same first step as we did last time where we're counting all the way. So we start here, we don't start counting until we move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's how far the whole thing was. That is not my answer. The next step, we are multiplying. Just like the first one, we multiplied by a half, but instead of multiplying by a half this time, they're telling us, well, you're going to multiply, instead of by a half, you're going to multiply by that number. So we're going to do times 1/4. So you're either doing that in your head or you're typing it in the calculator. And you do 12 times 1/4 is 3. Yay. Is this the answer? No, because this is the same thing as last time. That is how far we're supposed to go. This is not the answer, okay? So step 4, count again, but again, like I said at the beginning, it matters which point you count this from, okay? So it said start at A, so we're going to start counting at A, and we're only counting 3. So we're going 1, 2, 3, and wherever you end up, that is the answer. So our coordinate 1/4 of the way was at -4. So that's the answer. It's very similar to midpoint, what you just learned. Okay, one more example. So now this time they're giving you a blank number line and you have to put point A and point B on the number line. So we're going to do that in black. It says point A is at 4. So I'm going to go put a dot on 4. And I'm also going to label it with this letter so I know which point is which. Point B is at -5, so at -5 I'm putting a B. Where's -5? Right there. Put a dot, put B. Now we continue reading. Find the point that is 2/3 of the way from B to A. So which point am I starting at this time? Well, I can see it said from B. That tells me that's my start. So I'm going to star B because that is my starting point. So now we know the next thing is I'm supposed to count. So when I start counting, I'm going to start at B and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the distance between B and A is 9. So that was the first thing, count. Second thing, multiply. These are the same steps. What am I multiplying by this time? Am I multiplying by a half? No, I'm multiplying by the fraction they gave me, 2/3. So times 2/3. And you're typing this in the calculator or you're doing it in your head. Either way, you should get the same answer. Is 6. Is 6 my answer? No, that is how far I'm supposed to count now. So last step is always count again. And where am I counting from? Starting. Where am I starting? Oh, I'm starting at B because that's what it said. So I'm going to count 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where did I end up? At 1. So final answer, the point 2/3 of the way, is at 1. Go ahead and rewatch the video. Otherwise, you can start the guided practice.